It's Tuesday morning. It's 8 a.m. and we are live today. My name is Kate. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are going to talk about whining today and what to do when your children whine. So if any of you have that issue, I know that I did when my boys were a lot younger. Right now they're both 13, so we have different issues. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about whining because I hear it a lot whenever I'm out and about, and there's two ways that really we handle or respond or react to whining. First of all, is it triggers something in us. So we turn into what I call, or my boys call, monster mom. So the kid comes to the table in the morning and they go, I don't want to have this for breakfast. And if it triggers your monster mom, hi Mia, good to see you. If it triggers your monster mom when they whine, it might look like this. I don't care if you want to eat that, that's what you're eating. I don't know if any of you do that. I know that I have been known to do that. And secondly, if they whine, it might almost be an untrigger for you in that you avoid it. Oh, hi Shirley, good to see you too. And what that looks like is your kids are going, I don't want to eat this. I don't like this. I don't want to go to bed. Why do I have to? And you just keep talking in your normal tone and you just kind of ignore it, which a lot of people would say, well, that's good. You know, you want to ignore the bad behavior. But what happens is it doesn't teach our children the correct way to do it. I'm glad you can too. Good to see you. So there's two responses to whining. Number one is you react to it with negatively, monster mom, or number two, you ignore it. And actually, interestingly, those are the two ways that people respond to psychological events. You either react or you avoid. So I think it's interesting that we also respond that way to whining. So the very first thing we need to do, always, is take a deep breath. Okay. When you take a deep breath, it gives you enough time with practice to not react with monster mom. And if you tend to be one that ignores or avoids the whining because you don't know what to do or whatever the reason you don't want to handle it, it will give you a moment to take a deep breath and actually say, okay, my child is whining. This is not productive behavior. This is not self-controlled behavior. What am I going to do about it? So recognizing the two ways that you can respond to whining and then taking a deep breath so that you actually can respond. And then you can say something to your child like, it seems like you're having a hard time, right? They don't whine. They're whining because there's another problem there. It's not just because they don't like what's for breakfast or they don't want to stop playing. There's always like something under that. And you might not be able to figure it out. They might not even know what it is. But by you saying it seems like you're having a hard time, and you say it like that, because if you're monster mom like I tend to be, and it comes out like, it seems like you're having a hard time, that's not going to be really effective. So just, your voice is telling me, the way you're speaking to me is showing me that you're having a difficult time. So you're helping bring them to the front parts of their brain so they can be aware of what they're doing. If you have the propensity to avoid difficult things rather than deal with them, you might not be functioning in the front part of your brain. So that's why we take that deep breath. Seems like you're having a hard time. And you can even say, it is not my favorite when you whine. It's difficult for me to hear you when you whine, which is different from, I can't hear you. I can't hear you when you talk like that, because the kid knows, your child knows, obviously you can hear them because you're responding to them. But explaining what you mean by that, it's difficult for me to listen to you when you use that whiny voice. Let's try it again. Match your voice to mine. And it's okay if they don't want to eat what you have for breakfast. Well, that's interesting. Is it okay? Right? Like, it might not be okay with you. And then that's something you have to kind of think about it. Why? I wonder why. I ask that a lot. I wonder why this is bothering me. I wonder why it's really bothering me that they don't like this breakfast. Is it because, I want them to like it and they don't? I mean, there's no real answer to that, but being self-reflective is helpful. So I like to get off track, I'm sorry. So anyhow, if you say to them, match your voice to mine, because say your child said, I don't want this for breakfast. I don't want it. You say, seems like you're having a hard time. Match your voice to mine. This is not my favorite breakfast. And you just use it like a neutral voice and helping them say exactly what they feel in a self-controlled tone. So you model the words and you model the actual tone that you carry it in. So, sorry, there's like a hair on my eye. One of the things that we didn't allow, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but hate is a very strong word, and we didn't really like to use it in our home. So our children would say, this is not my favorite. So we get a kick out of that, because even now that they're teenagers, they'll, something's for dinner, and they'll say, this is not my favorite, which, right or wrong, I feel like part of our jobs as moms is to raise adults, and you want your children to be responsible, respectful, reliable adults that other people want to be around. I mean, I want to hang out with my kids when they're older, and I don't want them to be little snots, right? So I don't want them, I hate this. Instead, you can say respectfully, this is not my favorite. And it teaches them good manners. Just one example I wanted to give is, if we don't teach our children how to speak in a different way other than whining to communicate, they're not going to learn. So if we avoid it, or if we just react to it, they're not going to learn a different way, which is why we have to say to them, match your voice to mine. This is not my favorite breakfast. I wish I didn't have to clean up right now. Because it's okay that your children have those feelings. It doesn't mean they get out of it. I mean, this is what's for breakfast. That's up to you. But in our home, like, this is what it is. And if you don't want to eat it, then you can eat when the next time we eat. I mean, we're not going to starve. We live in America, people. So missing a meal won't kill us. Anyhow, I think that's all I have to say about whining. But if you have any questions, let's see. It's only what's the date? The 13th. It's only the 13th. So next week, I think I'm talking about tattling, and then we'll have our Q&A. So if you have any questions, you don't have to wait until the Q&A live. You could always message me or post it in the Connect Point Moms group. Please invite your friends if you think it would be helpful for them. Also, if you're local in Las Vegas, I'm teaching Connection Creates Cooperation on Saturday, August 25th at Grace Point Church. It's free. It's for moms and caregivers. Caregivers meaning if you're in licensed childcare in Nevada, you need to have a certain number of Nevada registry credits. So I'm offering the 2-hour class for 2 credits for free. Also, if you haven't yet gone to connectpointministries.com, you can click on free helps for moms and get a whole bunch of all these live videos. It'll take you to my YouTube page and a class that I have out there. The first one's free, so check it out. And I think that's it. I really just love that you allow me to come into your lives once a week on Tuesday, and I hope you have a blessed day. Until next time, bye-bye.